everyone, it's Chef T from the Sylvia Center. We are a nonprofit organization that specializes in providing hands-on food and nutrition education to young people in New York City and upstate New York. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite Indian dishes. It's called Baingan Bharta, and an eggplant is the base of the entire recipe. The other ingredients that you're going to need to make this recipe are tomatoes, either canned or fresh. These are the leftovers from a can that I had used up in a different recipe earlier this week. A spice blend called garam masala, and another spice, turmeric. You also need onion and garlic. You need the juice of a lime and some sort of spicy chili pepper. So any of these would do. I'll probably use the jalapeno in this recipe today. The first thing we're going to do is broil and blacken the eggplant until it completely is blackened on the outside and really very soft on the inside. What I'm going to do is take a little paring knife and make some pokes in the skin. This is just so that as the eggplant cooks, it doesn't try to explode out of its own skin and get everywhere all over my oven. So I'm just going to put this on a baking sheet that's lined with foil. And I've got my broiler on. I'm going to cook this under the broiler, turning it every few minutes with my tongs until the entire thing is collapsed and looks like a deflated football. This is also what you would do if you were going to make baba ganoush, which is a Middle Eastern dip for crackers, pita bread, or vegetables. So this is the first step in our process, and when this guy is done, I'll be back to show you what's next. Alright guys, so I've had my eggplant under the broiler. It took about 15 minutes and I turned it a few times, and you can see now it's like very black, very soft, and it really kind of smelled like it was burning when it was in there.
Uh-oh.
Whoops. Here it is. But only the skin is burned. The inside is going to be great, and it's going to kind of take on a smoky flavor. So I have my niece here. We're going to add some fresh peas to that, which is a traditional in Baingan Bharta to add peas. So I have these, it's springtime and these peas are in season, and so they come in their little pods. So she's working at taking all these little peas out into a bowl. Okay? You want to say hello?
Hi.
Good job. Is this hard work?
Whoa.
Oh, so many peas.
PG, hi.
Hi. Okay. Also, while my eggplant was roasting in the oven, I diced my onions and peppers and garlic, so that's ready to saute. I'm going to start to take out the flesh of this eggplant, and I'm going to mash it up with a fork. Do you know what this is?
I don't know.
Eggplant.
A plant?
Yeah.
A flying pea? A flying green bean?
When you're done, we'll wash all of these, and some of them were on the floor, right? You can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
So, now the eggplant is out, and I am just mashing it with a fork.
Hi.
Alright, so I'm going to start to saute my onions, jalapeno, and garlic, and then we'll add some spices and tomatoes.
But the outside is good too.
So I will start with olive oil in my pan. And my onions. And my jalapenos.
Here you go.
Thanks. And I'm going to put my garlic in too. Alright, so I'm going to start to cook these. These are sort of our base,
Oh, got you.
our base flavors. And after these soften up after about 5 minutes, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of garam masala and a half teaspoon of turmeric, and let those spices cook together with the onions, garlic, and jalapeno.
What is this?
Tomatoes.
What is this?
Tomato.
No, it's not tomatoes.
Because it looks like Mimi sauce?
Yeah. It's
sauce. Mimi is my mom, her grandma. Mimi sauce is what we call the marinara sauce. Oh, yay. Good work. Almost. Couple more?
Yeah, couple more. I'm done.
Good work. All right, I'm going to give these a wash since a bunch of them ended up on the floor. We are going to add our spices now. You want to help me measure the spices?
Spices?
Yeah.
No, the Mimi sauce. And that's Mimi sauce.
Uh-huh. Good. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Next one is this one.
The Mimi sauce, right? Or
Next one is this one.
the tomatoes?
No, the Mimi sauce.
These were whole tomatoes, so I'm just going to use my spoon to crush them up. All right?
Alligator. I'm gonna eat you.
No, not my ear. Ow.
I'm eating you.
So I'm going to add the eggplant into this mixture now that the tomatoes have sort of cooked down, and I can smell the spices.
This is so spicy.
Does it smell like Indian food?
Okay, let's see. Oh, this spicy. Spicy.
Oh, you know what we have to do? We have to add your peas. Will you please add them?
Adam,
Add your peas.
which ones?
These.
These?
Yeah, pour 'em in. Thanks. All right, so you could use frozen peas. That's normally what I would do. So I'm just gonna stir these in and they'll cook pretty quickly, maybe like 5 minutes. After that, we'll finish it off with some lime juice and some cilantro, and it'll be ready to eat. I'll usually serve this over rice or maybe with a flatbread or pita. But I think I'll probably have this with rice and maybe some cauliflower. We'll be back in a minute. There you go, now you can do it.
It's in.
It's done?
Now some green beans go on it. And I need some apples.
All right, I'm just picking off the bigger stems of the cilantro. So I'll chop up the leaves and add it to the dish at the very last minute. And I'm giving Kaya the stems. She's got a bowl in front of her with some pea pods and cilantro stems, and she's just kind of mixing up her own ingredients out of our, basically out of our compost, right? That's some of these?
Yeah.
So this keeps her busy enough that I can finish this dish. All right? Here we go.
What are you giving me? What is this?
Cilantro
Why are you giving me that?
for your ingredients.
Oh.
I'm just gonna add a little pinch of salt to this, but it tastes great. This is a really, really awesome way to make eggplant your main dish.
Love it.
Mmm.
I'm making my own breakfast.
I'm just giving the cilantro a little chop. It's time to add it. And I will put this away and it will be dinner that's ready to go later in the week. And all I'll need to do is cook some rice.
I'm mixing up this, and I'm making my own food for everybody in the town, in their own people house.
That's really nice of you.
What are you putting in?
I'm putting
I
it.
better get my own bowl.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. You can find recipes at sylviacenter.org as well as activities to do with your kids.
Can you tell me it's too fast?
Slow down. gone too fast.
I have to go.
See you next time. Stay healthy. Keep cooking. Say bye.
Bye.